Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is on high vibrational living. So, in this episode, we will dive into beginner tools and reminders. And of course, we'll also dive into the more advanced forms of truly being in light embodiment. And of course, all of this is the range of high vibrational living because there is not just one time and then one way, right? It's an increase. It's a part of the journey of this ascension that we are embodying more and more and more light, and we're becoming more and more and more attuned and embodied with time, which of course raises our consciousness, and we become lighter and more grounded and more present still. But before we dive in, hello, my gorgeous sister. How are you? This eclipse season is bringing up a lot of stuff. This full moon in Pisces that we just passed, that was intense. A lot of things happened for a lot of people. And so I hope that you are just remembering that this is the time to let go. Right? This is the time to keep letting go, keep surrendering, keep breathing, keep coming back into your feminine energy, right? And to roll with it. You got to learn to roll with it. This is just the beginning, but you're at least in a knowing place, right? Because if you're watching this, you're in some kind of a knowing place. So that'll make things a lot easier. A lot of people that don't know what's going on are losing their minds. So feel grateful, and I hope you are breathing and feeling all the time. Good. So from here, let's go ahead and let's join in the breath. Let's join in the breath, because let's remember what is really high vibrational living. It is us being in our light embodiment. It is us raising our vibration. It is us remembering who we really are, right? And it all starts with the breath. So come back into your breath. Let's connect in the breath. Out of the thinking, out of the stressing, out of the rushing, out of the external, back into your feminine energy, so that you can actually really receive all of this information and the vibrational transmission, and letting yourself settle into yourself. Good. Keeping your eyes open. Remember, the first golden rule to living a high vibrational life is for you to be in your breath, right? It's for you to stay in your inner connection to your feminine energy. There is nothing more important to you ascending in your high vibrational intentions for yourself than to stay in your breath connection, which keeps you in your feminine energy connection. And so the way to keep practicing is that, yes, build the breath into the day. Build the breath into the doings, hence keeping your eyes open, right? Remember, it's so easy for us to just go into the breath and immediately wanting to close our eyes, right? Because it's the inward. So we're so conditioned already to just close our eyes and to want to relax and to want to be in this inner space. And that's wonderful. And there's a time and a place for you to do that, of course, when you are at home, when you're on the couch, when you're meditating, when you're taking a bath, when you're in bed, yes. But more often than not, the first most important golden rule for you to be in high vibrational alignment is to build your breath in. You're the one taking the inhales and you're the one taking the exhales. And this is for everybody, for the beginners, as well as for the ones of you who are already well on your ascension journey and ascended. Remember your breath. Remember your breath. How often do I hear somebody who's really well into their light embodiment say, oh, yeah, thank you for the reminder. I forgot to breathe. And so when we forget to breathe, what does it really mean? It means we go back onto autopilot. It means we go back into the masculine energy, the thinking, the external focus, right? It's all of a sudden pulling us right back out of our feminine energy, which then will affect our vibration. And that's a given. Not that if you are settled nice and well in your light, that's going to pull you out immediately. No, but if we keep forgetting to consciously breathe often, then yes, it will not allow for a raising of the vibration to great levels, right? So to stay in the breath and finding ways to remind yourself, finding ways to build your breath into the day, finding ways for yourself to write it down somewhere, put the sticker notes all around so that you won't forget, so that you will be reminded, right? And so even right now, I am speaking to you, but I'm still the one consciously in and exhaling. I'm adjusting my breath to the sentences, yes. And that's what you will do too. You adjust your breath. You adjust your breath to the doing. It doesn't mean you need to be in this deep, slowed breathing all the time. Obviously, that's not possible, right? Because you're working, you are interacting, there's life going on all the time. So don't think of this as you are having to have a certain breath practice that's a part of your entire day. No, 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 no. As long as you are the one consciously in and exhaling, it doesn't matter the length of the breath, the depth of the breath, you'll adjust it as you go along, right? You adjust your breath to the doing. Good. Now, the next very important thing is when we are coming back into the breath awareness is that let's remember what vibrational living is. It's a deeper awareness. We are evolving beyond the illusion. We are evolving beyond the 3D. We are evolving beyond the drama, the external, which when we're living in high vibrational consciousness, we are fully aware of that this is just an illusion. It's just an illusion. And we're here to play in this illusion, and we're here to interact with this illusion, and we're here to learn from this illusion, and we're here to grow from this illusion. Yes, of course. But the illusion never, ever takes precedence. It never takes top shelf. It never takes the front seat. Vibration first. Always. So when you are in your breath and you are aware, and sometimes, you need to remind yourself of that. Yeah, I'm too contracted or attached. Let me remember that, oh, it's just illusion. Okay, all is well. It's all good, right? So remember that vibrational living is about feeling. It's about feeling. It's not about thinking. It's not about being out in the world, planning things, even though that's wonderful. That's the fun part of playing human. But in the end, when we're talking about high vibrational living, it's knowing that you are in your feminine energy, in your feeling, in your sensing, in your other awareness, recognizing that, okay, yes, that's the illusion. And the energetic and vibrational reality is the truth. That's the basis, right? This vibrational experience. We are all holding vibration, and that depends on us being in our feminine energy. It depends on us being open to sensing, feeling what's going on. What's going on with my partner? What's going on with my child? What's going on at work? What's going on in the world? Right? We're becoming more sensitive. We're feeling. We're feeling ourselves. We're feeling other people. And so this is a very beautiful thing. And so therefore, it's very important to not get too caught up in what we're feeling either. Right? We don't want to get too caught up in what the partner is going through, or the boss is going through, or your parent is going through. We feel it, we recognize it. It's like reading a newspaper, it's like reading a post, it's like reading a street sign. It's information. We're reading it through our sensory, through our feeling, knowing, intuitive feminine energy, sensory. And then once we've read the information, we let it go. We don't hold on to it. High vibrational living is not taking on anybody or anything. High vibrational living is my energy stays with me. Your energy stays with you, right? And this is very important because we're so used to these enmeshments. We're so used to these codependencies, right? All old paradigm ways of living, not high vibrational though. So stay very mindful continuously of when you are then from this information, then taking it back into the head, taking it back into the fixation, feeling responsible, needing to make sure, right? Over giving, feeling overly responsible. Yes, we want to be there for people that we love, absolutely. But it is also important to maintain the golden rule right after the breath, which means you are putting yourself first. You are filling your own cup first. And if you are feeling a little iffy, if you're feeling a little bit like you've taken on too much energy, if you're feeling a little bit like, I'm way too involved, even if not physically, maybe mentally and emotionally, right? You're way too worried. It's already a sign for that you've got sucked into the illusion again. Because remember, we're all these infinite beings. We're all these beautiful extensions of source, light incarnate into these bodies, playing human. And so back into the breath, back into the breath, back into the center, back into processing through whatever emotion was generated. Because remember, the emotion is going to be in the way of you feeling the energies, being in tune with your intuition, with your deep knowing, with your deep wisdom, right? So emotion then is always next, to process through the emotions so it doesn't cloud our receptivity from our intuitive self, from our higher self, from our soul communication, right? And feeling, letting ourselves feel our own bodies too, right? This goes hand in hand. filling your own cup first also means making sure you're feeling yourself and you're tending to yourself. How are you feeling? This is very much on the top of the list when it comes to high vibrational living, right? It's paying attention to how you are feeling. Where are you at? Processing emotions, staying out of the head, obviously, right? But what are you feeling within yourself? How is your body feeling? What is the communication that you're getting? What does your body want? What does your body need? Where are you at in your cycle? Where are you at in terms of your energy levels? What are you feeling within yourself that is maybe coming up that you're purging? What are you feeling that maybe is something that you are being guided toward? And so to stay in this self-awareness, to stay in this inner presence of yourself, again, feminine energy, the only way for you to feel yourself, to feel your guidance, to feel your body, to be in this inner deep wisdom and communication, again, feminine energy, you must be in your feminine energy for high vibrational living. Choosing the thoughts, the words, the choices, the actions, the masculine energy very consciously, very consciously. Because the masculine energy is the energy that is the external, it's the earthly. So it has to be directed. You never let it just run wild and make any decisions on its own, right? It has to be now guided from your soul because that's high vibrational living. That's what that means. It means that you are living as the soul for your soul, as the light for your light. And so you may still get pulled into, old ways, and that's okay. It's still a back and forth. We're still having one foot in here, one foot in there. Again, it's part of the journey. As long as you are continuously checking back in with yourself, back into your feminine energy. Yeah, I was getting a little into my ego there. Yeah, I was getting a little attached there. Okay, noted. Thank you. Good for me for noticing. Back into the breath, back into the feminine energy, back into your breath connection all the way. And then, of course, high vibrational living, you being the light, understanding that it's now for you to be the full expression of your light. That's the goal. And to work your way into that. How would my light see this? How would my light respond to this? And is this serving my highest light? Is this serving my highest good? Right? So really being very aware of the choices that you're making as well, right? And so that includes honesty, self-honesty, radical self-honesty. You got to be so honest with yourself, whether you're catching yourself in your ego or in resistance or in off-center external attachment, whatever it may be, you know your stories, you know your patterns. And so you being very honest with yourself in the way that you feel, in the way that you are in your innermost wisdom and guidance, so that you are making these decisions, very clearly from your guidance. And maybe your ego is not always going to like those decisions that you're being guided to make. Maybe your old patterns won't want these guidances, these hunches from your soul, from your light for you to take. And so this is then when you're at that crossroads, and more or less give a little, take a little, sure, but eventually, you're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger for choosing for your light. Eventually, you're going to become stronger and stronger still in choosing from your light, for your light. Even if it is a difficult choice, sometimes that's the case. But if that's what you're feeling and that's what your guidance is saying, then you are ready to move through that challenge as well, right? So not being afraid of making strong choices, because they will only level you up into more light. So in essence, what I'm saying here is that the more that you are listening and trusting and following your guidance, your light, wisdom, the more light you will grow. The more that you are listening, trusting, following your light, wisdom, the higher in vibration you will live. So let that sink in. Choosing from the ego or choosing from the old tendencies or patterns, that's not going to have a place in high vibrational living, right? In the new earth manifestation. Because when we're talking about high vibrational living, that's new earth experience, where you're just feeling better more often or most of the time, where you're feeling more joyous more often or most of the time, where you're actually operating from joy and letting yourself be guided through the day of the doings. Oh, what do I feel like doing now? And what would be nice now, right? And everything gets done. But you're still staying in joy with no matter the chore, no matter the task that you now need to take care of next. So staying in this inner connection will be your indication for, how easy are you feeling? How light are you feeling? How joyous are you feeling? As you are taking care of very mundane doings. That's a strong indication for where your light vibration is at. Good. So I want to just talk a little bit more about the basics for the beginners. And anybody who thinks they don't need to listen to this, that's already ego again. Right? Because these are very important continuous reminders that pretty much everybody needs. And there is deeper and deeper and deeper to go with it, right? Remember, there are always deeper, which means higher levels to work toward. And so the golden rule, the cardinal rule to this process is don't think, breathe, and feel. So the less you're thinking, the more that you're practicing clarity of mind, the better. Because the thoughts will always block the light flow. The thoughts most of the time will generate anxiety, tension, blocks, depending on the quality of the thoughts, unless you are really thinking higher self thoughts, such as, what am I meant to learn here? How should I respond here? What is to the highest and greatest good for all involved? What's my lesson here? Which energy am I operating from? Right? As long as we're in these higher perspectives of thinking, that's great, but they don't last long. Those higher thoughts are not loopy thoughts. They don't keep coming around like fear or doubt or worry or insecurity or lacking pattern thoughts, right? These are the thoughts that we want to begin to clear out of. And there is nothing more important to your light embodiment, to your high vibrational living than staying out of your head. So 20 minutes of meditation in the morning is great. But again, the way I've said in the beginning of this episode, breathe, build your breath into the day. Build your breath into the day means stay in your feminine energy, right? And when you are in your feminine energy, when you are in your breath awareness, the thoughts don't get the attention. The thoughts don't get the landing ability to be in charge. And so for you to practice being in your breath and to build it into your day, build it into your doings, right? Build it into, all of the parts of your day as best as you can. It is going to set you up to be much more in control of your thoughts because you're the boss. You're in charge, not your thoughts, not your old patterns, not your old tendencies. No, it's not who you are. Not at all. It's all conditioning. The light being that you really are, the extension of source that you really are, you're pure love, pure light, pure grace, pure abundance, pure health, pure prosperity, pure clarity, pure wisdom, pure joy, pure creativity and flow. That's who you really are. So any thoughts that are not in alignment with that, they've got to go. And how do you retrain your brain? You retrain your brain by using your feminine energy, coming into your breath, staying in the breath, staying in the inner awareness. So the thoughts have no choice but to float by. Because remember, your thoughts need you for their survival. Your thoughts literally cannot exist. They cannot land without you giving them attention, without you paying them mind, without you activating them, right? So if you only stay in this breath awareness, the thoughts may come and you may hear them, but what happens when you don't engage them? What happens when you stay in your breath awareness? The thoughts come and go. They float by like clouds in the sky because they can't land on their own. You're in charge. Very important for you to remember. Okay, good. Then, of course, always, 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 and everybody needs to keep hearing this, process your emotions. How am I feeling? Ooh, I'm feeling a little upset. Okay, let me breathe through that. Let me feel through that. Don't act from it. Don't think, don't speak, don't text. Don't choose from any emotional energy. Process it first. Let it move through. Whatever needs to be expressed can be expressed later when you're back in a calm, centered space. The other thing that I want to mention, and this is of course for beginners, but this is also for anybody advanced because there's always deeper, is what are you putting in your body? And, really let yourself be in that awareness because I know, I'm not saying anything new, but how much attention are you really giving that? That's the question. How are you being with yourself? What are you putting into your body? What are you eating? Are you eating mostly home-cooked meals that are organic and vegetables and salads and fruit and drinking lots of water? Or are you still eating lots of gluten and lots of sugar and drinking lots of alcohol, right? These are all things that are just the basics. And then from here, you fine tune yourself more and more and more, right? Because you need to figure out for yourself that your body, for your body to embody light, it has to be clean. For your body to embody light, it has to purify. There is no way around it. No way around it. So everything in moderation. I am not an extremist by any means. Enjoy that steak sometimes. Enjoy that glass of wine sometimes. Enjoy that ice cream or that chocolate sometimes. But make that the exception. You have to understand that most junk food and most low vibrational food is going to lower your vibration. It's going to make the body denser. And when a body is still dense, it cannot embody high light frequency. It cannot. Every now and then is not going to make a difference. And then also pay attention to what are you putting into your body in terms of TV, shows, podcasts, conversations, right? Look at that as food too. That's energy coming into your body as well. Are you still engaging that friend who has a lot of drama all the time? Are you still letting your friends dump on you all the time? Are you still not saying things because you don't want to rock the boat? Are you watching a lot of things on TV or on the computer that are not high vibrational? That's going to affect you. It will. So make sure that you stay as clean and as clear as possible with your body, with yourself, with your awareness of your body, right? Because it really matters. Your body is a temple, and light embodiment and high vibrational living has everything to do with how you are relating to yourself, to your body. How much are you respecting your body? How much are you listening to your body? How much are you caring for your body? How much are you asking your body, what do you want? What do you need? You want to take a bath tonight? Okay. You want to go for a hike? Yes, great. No? Okay. Right? Really getting into your body is half the battle. Because when you're in your body awareness, when you're in your body communication, you're in your feminine energy. And when you're in your feminine energy, you are light embodying. So keep that in mind. Also, who are you spending time with? Right? Because when you think about who you're spending time with, we are about the equivalent of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So where are their vibrations at? Are you surrounding yourself with like-minded, like-hearted, like conscious people? Or are the people that you're spending a lot of time with still really dense? Right? If that's the case, then you need to pay attention to that too, because it will affect you. Right? So don't think that you can separate your physical body, the food, the friends, your environment, what you are spending your time on, how you are spending your time. It's all going to start affecting your levels of vibration and how it makes you feel. Right? And again, always remember that you will know where you're at in terms of your light alignment. You will know where you're at in terms of your vibration by the way you feel. And oftentimes it depends on what you are putting into your body. This includes thoughts, of course. And always remember that the emotions are separate, especially now that we're purging so much. The emotions have to be processed. Must, must, must. But the key is to not think into them. Don't think, don't speak, don't act, don't text. Right? Okay, good. So I hope this was a wonderful reminder for you. And of course, one last thing that just came in is that rest. Rest. If you're just feeling like you need to rest, if you're feeling like you don't have the energy to get to what you were intending to get to, listen to that. The bodies are needing a lot of rest right now, because in order for the bodies to be able to embody the light, they have to rest. When you're running around, being super busy and stressed and overwhelmed, your body will not embody light. So make sure that if you need a break, take that break. Give yourself that respect and listen to your body. It'll always tell you. And remember, that's such a big part to you being in your light alignment and embodiment. Good. And so from here, thank you. I hope you will share and like and subscribe. And thank you for your time and your energy and your presence here on this channel. As always, love and light blessings to you and yours. Ciao for now.